Big Boys Neighborhood. Alrighty, I gotta take this time to welcome out a friend of mine as well, man. We on a team called King Dads. We never came up with a name of it, but
I like that.
that's just what it's like. We always have daddy talk. Yeah. We don't talk about careers. We don't talk about shows and radio. It's just crazy daddy talk. Dondre Whitfield in the neighborhood, man. Welcome to. We've been waiting on this one.
Listen, let me tell you something. I can't tell you. I'm not sure who's more excited, me or my kids.
Go ahead now.
Because in the morning we would come to school, and our kids go to the same school, so we would constantly listen to the show. So when I finally told my kids that I was doing the show, and my daughter, who's 13, she was like, "Really? Can I come?" I was like, "No, you gotta go to school.
Stop
you gotta
it.
go to school." Yes.
Hey man, when did your kids knew? There's a moment when your kids, Dondre, when they think that you've made it. Not all the decades of work that you put in, but when it's one of those when you can introduce them to like Fifth Harmony, or you know what I'm saying, or introduce your son to Kobe Bryant. Like when did that moment happen?
When they start following people on social media, and you say you know all of them, and then they go, "No, really," and then you show them a phone number in your phone.
But
they're like,
yours is real phone numbers.
Real phone numbers.
See, I'm fake with mine. You know what I'm saying? Well, call LeBron now, Dad. Don't you know that he losing? I'm not gonna call this dude. What do you mean? I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry.
It just makes me sad.
Okay, have you been watching these finals, Dondre?
Man, first of all, I'm just gonna say this: LeBron James is the greatest player on the planet. Let's just stop playing. I know everybody
but the team
loves.
is called the Cavaliers.
Unfortunately,
you need the team.
Yeah, you do need you. There's 4 other people that are on the court with you at the same time, and you sort of need them to contribute. So I think LeBron James is the only person in finals history to have a 50-plus game and lose. Mm-hmm. That says a lot about your supporting cast.
Yeah, man. He might take us with him.
Dude, listen.
We're going to lose.
The greatest meme that I saw was the one that has J.R. Smith literally grabbing the rebound, running off the court. LeBron is pointing back. He runs into the liquor store.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Hey, man.
I might have watched that about 25 times.
I got it on my IG.
Laughing.
I got it on my IG. I'm like, who has this time? But thank God they do.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Thank God they do. Because that one gave me life.
Queen Sugar. We got to talk about
yes,
this. First off, now it's on OWN, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you know Oprah? Have you met Oprah?
I think I can say this safely now. And I hope she doesn't get angry at me because it's not like I posted pictures, but my family and I, we went to Maui this past year over Christmas, and then we brought in the New Year.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Sorry.
I would have called you. I would have called you.
I was in Maui during Christmas.
So Gail King, her best friend, her birthday was in that vicinity. I send Gail, see another person I got in my phone.
Go ahead.
So
now.
I send Sister Gail text message, "Hey, happy birthday." She's like, "Dondre, thank you. Where are you? We're out here and we're celebrating. Where are you? I'm at Shea Oprah." So I'm like, "Which one?"
Yeah, exactly.
She's like, "In Maui." I'm like, "We're in Maui."
Lord.
So a few minutes goes by. She says, "Why don't you guys come over to the house?"
Hey, dude, were you waiting on that? Like,
I
would have been looking at mine like, come on, Gail. Come on, Gail.
But you know how you get those text messages too, where something like that happens incredibly, and you got to read it for a second time to make sure that
and you don't even want to tell your wife
correct.
yet. Yeah, you're like, hold on, wait, let me see this here.
Wait a minute.
Until it happens.
Yeah.
That vaguely looks like a real invitation.
Hey, man, I would have smooth started one of those. Like I would have faked it myself like, what, you out here? Come over here. You know what I'm saying? Come on over here.
She says, "Come over to the house for New Year's Day brunch." Now, this is my boss. I know her. We talk, but going to the crib that's different.
Yeah, hell yeah,
it's a whole different level.
Yeah.
He's like, "You better take a shower, kids. Come on."
So I'm like, "Listen," and my saying to the kids all the time, whenever you go to places like that, "Hey, act like you've been somewhere before, okay?"
Yeah, hell yeah.
I want to have to kill you.
Don't do, and especially with Oprah.
Come on, man.
All right, come on.
So we go over there, and I can't even explain it. But after everything happens, eventually she says, "Dondre, do the kids want to go horseback riding?"
She bought them a horse. Oh my God!
And you get a horse. And you get a horse.
Like, how am I gonna get this horse home?
And me being the parent that I am, I'm from the hood. I'm from Brooklyn, so I kept it real. I was like, screw the kids. I want to go horseback.
Hell yeah! Like, give me the moment. What you think they out here for?
She says, okay, look. What are you guys prepared to stay over? And I said, no, we came for brunch. We didn't come to live.
Yeah.
She said, well, here's what you do. Go to your hotel and check out.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ, bro.
Come back.
Hell yeah, I would have.
Stay here.
Yes.
I said, let me think about that. Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We literally come back. Now, normally when somebody says, you're going to stay at my guest house, it's kind of like this. It's got like a little kitchenette.
Yeah.
You got like a little porta potty.
That's if you lucky.
If you lucky.
You know what I'm saying?
Right? And then you got like a little couch. You might have a little, hot in the cot.
Uh-huh.
When she said guest house, I didn't realize it was a house that like you could live in for the rest of your life.
Wow.
Like a house where like infinity pool, like
oh my God.
the view.
The guest house has an infinity pool?
Do you hear me?
What?
I did. Listen, I'm talking about guest house where, and then here's what she dropped on me. Now, first of all, we finished horseback riding.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
She comes, she's got Gail. She says, okay, get in your Jeep, follow us.
Oh my God.
We're gonna, you follow us in your Jeep. Now, you can't walk there. You got to drive there.
Yeah, that's when you know you got property.
That's when
oh
you.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Damn.
I had a headache.
Some people got golf carts. She like get in your Jeep.
Get in your Jeep.
Yeah.
You need gas
You
to
probably
go
need
where
a
we
private
going.
jet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just plug this in.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We follow her and Gail up to the house. We walk in there, and I'm trying my best to act like I've been somewhere
Yeah,
before.
hell yeah, not the kids. I would have,
trying
Dondre,
my
I would have
best.
did smooth one of those. You got one of these too, huh?
You know how you
And then
Big,
Jada be like, Dad, we don't have to set your ass up.
be quiet.
Yeah.
You know how you gotta act like this is no big deal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oprah says to me, and I'm sweating now thinking about it because now all those feelings are starting to come back. She says, I chose this house. Did you catch that?
Hell yeah, I chose.
I chose this house, which means there are others. So there's not just one. Did y'all catch it?
Yeah.
Are y'all with me?
Yes,
of course.
I chose this house because the last person who stayed here was Michelle Obama.
Wow.
I said, did you change the sheets?
Yeah,
Is this what are we talking here? Is there DNA still on the, what's going on? Is there an exchange that's about to happen here? What's
Like,
going
this
on?
is positive. I'll lay in that bed.
I didn't want to say it in front of the kids, but that's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, man, this is nice.
I'll accept that. Y'all can keep those there.
Yeah.
That's my
I'll lay in those beds.
I love her.
Take all that energy.
Listen, the view was a view. If this is the guest house view, what's your view?
One of the guest house.
What's one
First
of
of all.
the?
I
She
chose
says, okay,
this
listen.
house.
You guys do what you're going to do. Meet us back at the common house.
The common house.
Wow.
I'm getting a headache.
Yeah.
Meet us back at the common house for dinner. And then tomorrow, we're going to go on a hike.
Now, did she go on a hike or she got people that hike for her?
She does have people that could go on a hike
Okay,
for
right,
her.
right, but she chose to do this.
She chose to do it.
Wow.
So do you go hiking with Oprah?
I go hiking with Oprah and with Gail.
Now you're just showing off.
It's just, can you understand what I'm saying?
That's so cool.
Like, and this is how my kids know that I'm cool because
Hell yeah.
now we're at the house.
Do your kids understand the moment that was going
They
down, Dondre?
fully understand the moment because they know that this is like. How about this? We're at the common house. I look at this mountain, and I said, "Oh my gosh, that is incredible!" And literally, the peak of the mountain is not visible because the clouds are covering it. Staff member says, "Yeah, that's Miss Winfrey's too." I said the mountain.
Get out of here.
I knew it.
The cloud.
So I literally,
So when we on our iPhone and they say the cloud, she owns the cloud.
I made a joke. I said, here's Oprah. Dear God, please hold on. I'm coming up.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm on my way. I can't
Let me
send
walk
this
up my mountain. I'll be up there in a minute.
Good Lord. So my asking if you know Oprah is asinine.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was
because when I say I know, I know.
Yeah.
And here's what. Look,
Now you were in Maui at the same time, right?
I was.
How was that? How was like the New Year's brunch and?
I wasn't at that brunch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wasn't at that. I got some shaved
I would have. You had to hit. See, this is why. You know whose fault this is.
All right,
You know whose fault this
Dondre
is.
Whitfield in the neighborhood, Big Boy's neighborhood. He's about to point at me. I know who fault this shit is. Remy, that's you, bro. How did you get attached to the show?
Let me tell
Queen
you,
Sugar.
man. I heard about this. My agent
And
told me what was going on.
Powerful.
It's
people
so
involved
powerful,
too, bro.
So here's what happened. They said Oprah Winfrey, Ava DuVernay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I said
love
yes.
her so much.
Yes. Then they said shooting in Louisiana. I said no. Because here's the deal. And you know this. It's very difficult leaving your tribe, man.
Mm-hmm.
My wife, who's super, shout out to Mrs. Whitfield. Hi,
Hello.
baby. We love you. She's killing it right now. She's killing the game. She's in New York directing Punisher right now, just killing the game.
Wow.
Okay, so my wife, for as independent as she is, my wife needs me, man.
Mm-hmm.
My 13-year-old daughter, my 9-year-old son, they need me. I'm not trying to leave my base, right? And Louisiana, New Orleans in particular, is set up for a lot of failure for a married man.
Oh, really?
Matter of fact, yeah.
I would
I
think
didn't
for
know
a
that.
fat man, because I had to gas the bypass. I thought you was gonna be like,
Listen.
see, you know all that fried food.
Listen, they
fry.
fry everything, including the
everything.
booty.
The women, yeah,
including the booty.
Can I get some fried ass, please?
I'm like, the
To
joke
go?
that I have with my cast members is, hey man, I didn't come out here to get divorced.
right, hell yeah.
I do my job. I get up out of there.
How often are you guys shooting? Like, what's the schedule?
We literally started in the end of January. We're done in July. I'm literally
man.
yeah, man. So Delta is like literally my best friend because I'm literally on a flight all the time. Whenever I can get 3 days, I'm coming back home.
That's a hell of a schedule.
Yeah, man. But look, this is how this happened. So they said, okay, Ava DuVernay, Oprah Winfrey. I said yes. They said Louisiana. I said no. 3 days goes by. I keep getting this tap, like just in my spirit, like reminding me about Queen Sugar. I knew what that was. I knew that was God. So I said, okay, God, if this show increases my platform to suit my purpose, I receive that. If it doesn't, take it from me because I don't want it. I'm done with doing jobs just for the sake of money. Now I know, and this is just shout out to all my folks that I know the struggle is real. I'm from Brooklyn. I know what it is. My father was in and out of jail my entire life. I know what it is not to have a peace. I get it. But when you get to a space in your life where money isn't the single thing that wakes you up in the morning and puts you to sleep at night, when you figure out why you're here on this earth and it's not money, when you figure out what your purpose is, it will navigate different choices for you.
Says the man with money. No, I'm saying.
Again, I know what
Hey,
it
man,
is.
people in here looking at him like,
Hey, what?
What?
What you talking
like,
about?
man, I would have did that. No, but I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are people on this earth,
Especially when you have kids.
especially when you got kids, especially when you really understand, wow, my life really is not about me.
Say it.
My life really is about other people.
Yeah,
Say
man.
it.
When God created me, he didn't create me to get a whole bunch of sneakers and to what I call life hoard. So every blessing that you get is just for you,
Right, yeah, this is mine. This is mine. Like, right.
right? Every blessing that you get is for you to appropriately feed you, feed your family, and then who do you feed? That's what your life
That's
is
what
about.
I tell people, man. Blessings is like a faucet. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And you turn that on so other people could fill
Yes,
up
sir.
their cup, bro.
So
that's what cup runneth over means.
That's what it is. My work as an actor is my passion work. It's not my purpose work. My purpose work is to teach young males how to be men and to restore and resuscitate women that have suffered at the hands of males that did not know how to be men. That's my purpose work. My first book is going to drop next year called Male versus Man, and it's about the matriculation into manhood. There's no better time for that than right now.
Good Lord.
Right now. That is the work that wakes me up in the morning and that puts me to sleep every single night. So when I prayed about Queen Sugar, when I said, if this increases my platform to suit my purpose, I received that. And Queen Sugar, I got that easier than any job I've ever gotten in my career.
Wow.
Nice.
Hey, man, when
right
we
in the
talk
middle of
about
that.
your career, Dondre, we can sit here and we can say Queen Sugar. Bro, your credits.
Long.
Do you ever get people that don't know Dondre Whitfield, but they're like, man,
I'm not a name that you know yet, but I'm a face.
I love how you said yet.
Yet.
Because there's so much work that you've done.
Yeah.
And there's so much work that you're doing.
Yes.
And God willing, there's so much work ahead of
There's
you.
no question about the ahead.
Yeah.
You don't even want to know what the ahead looks like. I see it clearly. Every single day, I see it clearly. And by the way, shout out to all my folks that aren't in the space of knowing where they're supposed to go. So I'm going to give you a little something right now. The key to getting to your best life is having vision. You got to be like a realtor that goes into a house that looks awful.
Yeah, man.
You got to have the vision of what the house is going to look like when you restore it.
Right.
Not what it looks like right now.
The moment.
Right? Because all of us are works in progress. All of us are like that house that doesn't look nice right now. It's got, stuff on the walls. The floor's got to be redone. All of that other stuff. What you got to do is you got to etch a sketch that. Remember the etch a sketch? I'm dating myself. My
It's a good
bad.
toy.
Etch and sketch.
You
I don't
gotta-
know what you're doing. Hold on, let me Google it. Oh, you gotta shake it up.
You got to shake it up.
Start all over
You
again.
got to shake
Google
that
that.
thing up so you can start all over again and begin to draw what you want it to look like. When I was a kid, we had this little itty bitty monitor that would be the size of a security monitor now.
Yeah.
Every single day, I would go by that monitor, I would touch it, and I would say, one day I'm going to be in there.
Yeah, that's the TV, huh?
One day I'm going to be in there.
Wow.
For some reason, God blessed me. I've always been blessed with vision. Now here's what's so crazy. I said, I'm going to be married. I'm going to have 2 kids. I'm going to have a nice car. I'm going to have a garage. This is when you know you don't have a house. When you live in an apartment. I'm going to have a garage.
Yes.
I'm going to have a
some
garage.
grass.
I'm going to have some grass.
Yes.
When you're in the hood, you don't have no
Yeah, I'm
grass.
gonna have some
don't.
grass.
I'm going to have a pool.
Hey.
And I'm going to have a successful career. Every single one of those.
I heard that.
You got to have vision for your life. You got to speak that vision into your life every single day. Without it, and let me tell you something, whenever somebody says that's not possible, you can't do that, here's what I want you to know. First, smile, because what you're hearing is somebody who doesn't know how to speak it into their own life.
Right. They're reflecting theirs on
When
you.
somebody says that you can't, what they're saying is, I haven't. Don't take offense. Just say, to yourself, not out loud.
Right.
Just say, poor baby.
Yeah.
You got to have empathy for them because they are drowning in the own failure of their life. And they haven't found the way to the other side. Use that as an example of what you shouldn't be. And just keep speaking that vision into your life every day. And speak it every single day. And be specific. When you pray, God ain't cheap.
Right.
Pray specifically. Don't pray for a guy to come into your life. Because guess what? You're going to get one.
Right. Yeah.
You're going to get just a guy.
Specifically.
Pray
for the guy.
specifically. A dude with a good job. A dude with a man who knows how to treat a woman. A man who wants a family. A man who wants to honor his family. Pray for exactly what you want. God is not cheap, so don't pray cheap.
Queen Sugar 3rd season.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations to
Thank
you, man. On network.
You know what's so crazy? Let me tell you something. I've been doing this for over 35 years. That's crazy.
And the dude is 19 years old.
I don't know still. Just hold on.
Drink that water. Hello.
That young water.
Hey, Dondre, did anybody ever think that you're a weigh-ins?
Yes.
Oh my
Did
God.
you-
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Now, here's what's so crazy.
Yeah.
Here's what's so crazy. Now, Marlon went to school with me in performing arts in New York.
Oh, wow.
So Marlon is like a little brother to me.
Marlon.
Go ahead now.
I know the whole crew. I know the whole clan. Marlon, I used to, Richard, I used to put hands on him.
Oh,
You
really?
used to bully them, is what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
I was a big brother in school, you know? But yeah, man,
you've
it's
gotten
crazy.
that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Man,
yeah,
I love
we
your
definitely from the same tribe. There's no question about it.
I love your work. I do want
You're
to
like
ask
different
you.
dude.
Now that you're here, though, man.
Yeah.
You don't hold back from political views,
None.
whatever it may be.
No.
And I do want to ask, and I love this one, Rosanne Barr.
Rosanne Barr.
That's how she got up. She
Yes.
did the racial tweets, and then
Yes.
she blamed it on the Ambien.
Yes.
So my man called her Rosanne.
I called her Rosanne Barr.
Barr.
Yes.
Man, what do you like? You're in a position, bro, where you're an actor. Sometimes, being a professional, there's certain things that we don't say. That's
Right.
too controversial. Why did you go out to make sure that there were multiple not text, but postings that you put up that was opposing Rosanne Barr or Rosanne Barr?
Because I'm like and I've done stand up before. I am a person who speaks to audiences. Audiences stay with you when you speak to what's going on in the room. Mm-hmm. If you've ever seen a really good comedian, a good comedian deals with what's going on in the room. So let's say everybody knows that a good comedian has material.
Mm-hmm.
But if something goes on in that room, a good comedian got to smash that.
Yeah,
right then,
exactly.
right there.
Man, you getting up going to the restroom right now? Bam.
Exactly. If you don't, the audience says, well, this guy is not with us, so why should we stay with him? A good speaker has to speak to what's going on in the room. Me, as a transformative coach or restoration agent, I got to speak to what's going on. My room is the world. I got to speak to what's going on in the world. My character Remy on Queen Sugar speaks to what's going on in the community. Dondre, as a restoration agent, has to speak to what's going on in our world. If I don't do that, then the people that look to me for cues about how to walk out life go, oh man, well, he's not speaking to what's going on. And why? I shouldn't speak to truth because it's not politically correct. They tell you don't speak about religion. Don't speak
Queen
about
Sugar.
Politics. No, man, I don't do that.
Man, I love this one right here. It says Rosanne Barr is puzzled about how people are making her out to be racist. Really? Read your feed, lady. You know what I'm saying?
Read your feed, man.
Like
And hashtag. And I wrote, read your feed.
Yeah, and it's not like we woke up and said, hey, man, she's on the Clippers right now. Like, we didn't make nothing up.
We didn't make up any of that,
she
man.
going for a ring
You
right
did
now.
that. And by the way, you've been doing that for years. And why should we now say, oh, you know what? You had a moment.
Right.
Do other people get to be held to that standard? There's a completely different standard. We all know what it is. Look, here's what I don't do. I don't label anything black or white. Why? Because you get to call me a racist.
Right.
I just label truth. So I say one group of people do this, another group of people don't. You fill in the blanks. You know what it is.
Right.
I don't have to label something for you. You know what it is.
And then if you go there, then of course
You went
it.
there.
Exactly.
But I'm not going to sit here and label that so that you can call me a racist. I'm not going to give you that privilege. I'm just going to give you the truth, and then you sit there and fill in the blanks.
Let me
you
ask
know
you
what
this
it
one
is.
as well, man, with the while Samantha Bee and Rosanne Barr are top news stories, you put this up about Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Like that absolutely got no
Zero.
shine.
Rosanne Barr has gotten over 10 hours of coverage on network news, while Puerto Rico has gotten less than 30 minutes.
Wow, man.
And we're talking about over 4,000, 4,600.
Hey, dude, I remember when you said the number.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we knew what was going on. We were thinking the lights. We were thinking at one point, you know how Trump was like, what is it, 16, 15 people? You know,
this isn't a third world country.
Hearing the number,
this isn't a third world country. 4,600, not 46. And by the way, our president-elect, I'm going to be as respectful as I can. Our president-elect literally went there and said, well, in his first appearance there, talked about, I believe the number was
16, 17.
Okay.
16, 17.
So that's we're not talking, he said, it's not like we're talking about thousands.
Katrina.
Right, yeah. Then.
No, sir.
Now we are.
We are talking about thousands. Now what? Would you like to go back over and throw bounty paper towels at people? Would you like to do that? And then
sit down and tell Puerto Rico, oh, y'all cost us a lot of money.
You cost us a lot of money. Hey, man, listen, let me tell you something. President Barack Obama was the great sleeping pill for us. He put us to sleep. Not because he was trying to.
Right. Because
what we thought was, okay, our brother is here. He got us. Now we don't have to fight. Now we don't have to be engaged. No. We got to constantly stay engaged. And it's for this reason right here. Those folks have their agenda, but as the people, the government is for the people, but we are the people. We got to stay engaged constantly. We can't go to sleep. We went to sleep for a second, and look who got in the office.
Exactly.
Because we went to sleep, and we said, they're not going to put that guy in office.
He's not going to win.
She's definitely going to win.
Hey, dude.
He can't possibly win.
Dondre.
And we took a nap.
Let me tell you,
and
Dondre.
when we woke up,
let me tell you, bro, we were sitting there and we were watching the elections. And I think it was you, Ide, who said, I'm afraid he may win. And I'm like, it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Man.
I think we all said it.
Dondre, Father's Day is right around the corner.
Man.
Is Father's Day about you or is it about the kids?
No, Father's Day.
Do you share that? Because I want mine.
So here's what's so funny. I literally know, and let me just say to, all of the folks that are listening, folks that are watching, no disrespect. When I mention God, I don't mean to offend anybody who doesn't believe what I believe in. Whatever you believe in, hey, I respect that. You have the right to feel that way. But what navigates my steps every day is my relationship with God. And so when I say that with all due respect to anyone else's beliefs, and I don't mean to step on anyone else's.
Right.
Because here's the problem. We want to talk about what we believe in and how we feel at the expense of stepping on our brothers and our sisters to our left and our right. We got to stop doing that. We got to take everyone into consideration as we walk through life. For me, I know that God delivered me here to be a servant leader. That's my job every day. My job is to serve the women and children in my life. Now, notice I said women, plural, children, plural. I only have one wife,
right?
But I got many women in my life. My job is to serve them too. Serve the children in my life. Look, our kids go to school together. There are going to be days when you're at work, and I may be fortunate enough to be at school. If your wife happened to be in a space of need while you weren't around, my job would be to serve her the way I feel as a servant leader that she should be served in your absence. That's my job. So Father's Day is about my dedication to that service. Now, if my wife so chooses to celebrate me in a way that honors me and honors who I am as a servant leader, as a father, so be it.
Go ahead now.
If she doesn't, no problem.
That. I'm glad you said that, man, because I totally disagree. I'm with you on God, servant leader, everything. But that day, I want that specifically about me. Veronica, not if you choose. I want you to wake up and say, what can I do for my husband, Kurt?
Veronica, I tried.
Yeah, you did.
Sister, I tried.
I can tell. You talked to her on the drop-off. You talked to her on the drop-off, and she was like, Dondre, when you get down there, I want to go do this, but he want to do that. My wife want me to be in a sweaty-ass gym for basketball tournaments on Father's Day.
No, hold on.
Wow.
Now, hold on. Let me just say this.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, now, with all that being said,
yes.
What I suggested.
I got my hand right here in case I got to turn your mic off.
I think you're gonna have to
Go ahead, Dondre.
With all that being said, no, sir, you should not have to do that.
Thank you.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
thank you, brother.
No, sir, you should not have to do that.
Yeah.
No, sir, you should not have to do that. No, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, here's what I want to say. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to help you.
Yeah, all right, thank you so much. Your mic is off. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I just don't want you. Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying to help you.
Okay, please. It didn't sound like it, Dondre.
Hold on.
I'm going to tell you, but go ahead. All righty.
Sister Veronica,
Go ahead now.
I'm going to need you to honor your king in your house.
Go ahead now. She always does. You know what I'm saying?
So on that Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to need you to definitely give him a Father's Day pass. That's
There
what's
it
up.
is. Thank you so much. Thank
Boom.
you. And a Monday pass, too. After Father's Day.
No Monday. He got to get right back to work
Okay,
on
well,
Monday.
there it is. All right. Well, thank you, Dondre. Oprah Winfrey Network.
Man.
Hell of a good place to land at. But I did ask you, man, just some of the things, Dondre, that you've been involved in, bro.
Listen, it's and unfortunately, it at the expense of all the things that have happened to that Dr. Cosby has been engaged in and
Do you get a lot of people that ask you
Lots.
about because for those
my
who don't
face
know,
is still the same. They just see Robert.
oh my God,
and
bro!
that, by the
if
way,
y'all
that was
know
my
the
first. That was my first job, Big.
man,
That was my first job at
The
15,
Cosby
bro. I
Show?
was still living around the way when I was doing the Cosby Show, man.
Man.
That was my first job. No extra, no none of that on the most watched show in television history. Still living in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the Cosby Show.
So people do ask you about Cosby.
Without a doubt.
Damn.
Without a doubt.
So what do you say? Is that more of I gotta have a conversation either with him? It's not my place. Like,
let me say this. Just like I talked about where I speak to what's going on in the room, which is the world, that's still my job too. So here's what I want to say about that. Ironically, my book is going to be about, now obviously people know me as an actor. They don't know my work as a restoration agent and all of that. But the most important role, people have asked me, hey, what's the most important role or most powerful role you've ever played in your life? And I said, the role of a man. Mm-hmm. Because my role as a man, if I fail in playing that one, it will overshadow every other role I ever play in my life.
yes.
So you're seeing it right now with Dr. Cosby. Now, you can't take away, here's what you can't do. You can't take away the importance of the Cosby Show. Mm-hmm. You can't. You can demonize him for his acts. That's fair. You can't take away the importance of that show for television history. Mm-hmm. That's cemented. Mm-hmm. Even though they're trying to do that, because that's what now we're going to take it off the air. Okay, well, the show is what it is. That part doesn't have anything to do with the acts that he committed, right? But they're going to do that. The role that he didn't play as a man is overshadowing that portion of it.
Say it.
A phenomenal philanthropist. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of people that got higher education as a result of his giving dollar. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal philanthropist. That's going to be overshadowed because of the role that he didn't play as the most important role in his life as a man.
As a man.
So every single day, my job is to make sure that I'm playing the role that I got to play as a man so that I don't mess up my role as Remy on Queen Sugar,
right?
My role as a husband to my wife, my role as a father to my children,
yes, sir.
My role as a giver in my community, my role as a transformation agent to males and to men and to sisters coming out of that space. That's why I got to be a man first.
When was
That's
the last
most
time you
important
talked to Bill Cosby?
It has been years. It has been years because, life takes you
off,
and, and that's not my peer.
Right,
so it wasn't like we was cool and I was hey,
what's up, Doc?
Hey, let's have some pudding. We did, that's not my man.
Right.
But it literally, and I got to say this, when all of this came down, I grieved, Big. I grieved for the sisters who carried that space of hurt with them for so long, based on the experience that they had with him. And then I grieved over losing a father figure. It was like hearing a surrogate dad did something horrific to a bunch of people. I grieved over that. I literally, in my house, and I'll never forget this, I came home on a visit. I got home. I laid down on my bed for a second. I turned on the television. And that verdict had come down. And I literally sat there. I sat up and thought about everything in its entirety. Losing a father figure, he taught me some really great things that I carried with me to this day.
Yeah.
About how to be a professional in this industry, what you're supposed to do in your work of philanthropy, all of those things. And I lost that. And then in figuring out how much hurt he left behind, I grieved for all of those sisters that had to be in that space. I cried, man. It's a very sad thing. But what it did was it fed me. Terrible things are like manure.
Yeah,
like,
brother.
When you see a great lawn, you see it's great, it's green, it's lush. People want to talk about how beautiful the lawn is, but they don't want to talk about the manure that it took to grow that grass.
Right.
Whenever things like that happen in your life, that's the manure that's necessary. Some people say, oh, well, you can use it. No, it's actually necessary for great failures to happen in your life because those are the things that help to grow you into the phenomenal person that you're meant to be. So that was like manure that helped grow me to another level of my life to become the best portion of my life. Because it reminded me that I have to make sure that my role as a man is phenomenal first.
Definitely want to thank you for coming into the neighborhood,
brother, man. It was a pleasure.
We've been wanting to do this,
first, my whole 35-year career, I finally have a billboard
Go ahead
up somewhere where my face is.
Hey, man, you said you had
crazy.
two firsts.
That's
Two
awesome.
firsts. So my first is our Queen Sugar billboard, which is profoundly and prominently up on Sunset and Vine. Just took over Vine like a mugger.
Go ahead now.
And then Big Boy.
Go
in the morning.
now.
You better know it. I have arrived.
There it is, man. No, but thank you, man. Dondre Whitfield in the neighborhood.
Hey, man.
Queen Sugar, man. Season 3,
My brother.
congratulations to
Thank you,
man.
brother. You know I love you, man.
Love you too, brother.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad we did this.
Me too.
Dondre Whitfield in the neighborhood, Big Boy's
Big Boy.
neighborhood.